Hello and welcome to this English lesson. My name is Teaching Yahya. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about pronunciation. All right, any English language learner knows that often spelling isn't very helpful if you want to know how to correctly say a word. Okay, English spelling hasn't evolved much over time, but how we pronounce words has. This makes pronunciation a real challenging for language learners. But good pronunciation is not just how words and letters sounds. There are often there are other equally important features to consider, like annotation, how the tone of the voice change during sentences going up or down. All right, stress, which words and syllables have more weight when we are speaking, and connected speech, how words can sound different when they are joined together in natural speech. All of these features are good to pronunciation, but don't confuse them with accent. In the UK and the USA and other English speaking countries, there are many different types of accent. But people with those different accent can all be considered to have correct pronunciation. All right, when you are learning language, you don't have to sound British or American. Good pronunciation means being understood, not necessarily sounding like you were born in UK and or London. In fact, many native speakers love hearing English spoken with Spanish or Italian or French accent. So how you can work on your pronunciation so that people understand you easily, even if you use your native accent. Here are we're going to talk about 6 or 5 tips to improve your pronunciation. Okay, first of all, we have a listening. Listen to English, listen to examples of authentic speech is the most obvious way to improve your own pronunciation. There are lots of ways to do. Watch a film in its original version. Listen to podcasts about topic that interest you in English. Even listening to music can help you. Try to notice the annotation that people use. You can add by shadowing. Shadowing technique means listening to a short sentences or phrases and then repeating it afterwards, trying to imitate the sound. You know imitation, why we talked about early, and word stress, and noticing how your mouth and tongue move when you speak. Another technique is to record yourself. Record yourself is an important technique to improve your pronunciation. Try to listen to podcast or music, then write down the words you hear or the sentences, then try record yourself saying, then hear the record when you are finished. Okay, doing all right, see if you have a problem with these words. Okay, then try to practice this word again slowly and record yourself again. You see, you can notice an improvement. All right, now we have another technique is to use dictionary as well as printed dictionaries, which will give you a phonetic transcription of a word. There are lots of online dictionaries where you can click and listen to the word being spoken, like Google Translate. You add the words and try to listen in the dictionary. All right, a particular good is one Oxford dictionary I use. Okay, even website that use this have a dictionary you can use. All right, then we have to do some exercises. Different languages have different sounds, and our mouths adapt to those sounds. Okay, some sounds are physically very difficult for us to make, as they don't exist in our native language. Just like when you are learning a new sport or dance move, it's important that you train your mouth to know how to form new words. The more you practice, the easier it gets. For example, lots of Spanish speakers have a problem with different between B and V sounds. We make the B sound by joining our lips together and letting go. The V sound is similar, but your top teeth should touch your bottom lip. Alright? تمام? Your bottom lip. The more you practice this, the easier it gets. Alright? Then get to know your minimal pairs. Minimal pairs are words that have almost the exact same pronunciation, which know one sound that is different. For example, ship and cheap. Okay? Ship, chip, chip and cheap. Cheap. Okay? The difference between the I in the ship and the E in sheep is the length of the vowel. Ship, sheep. Okay? This can be difficult to hear for many language learners and comes up in lots of different words. The first step to be able to tell the difference between the sound when you hear them, okay? Now, finally, don't feel bad if you make mistakes with pronunciation, okay? English is famously tricky, all right? As we say, try shadowing, listening to podcast, movie, or music, and try to imitate a portion of speech, and try to deliver that speech or the whole speech by yourself. By doing this and the practice regularly, you finally will be able to pronounce right. Okay, the accent matters, but not much. Okay, if you pronounce the word correctly, your accent doesn't matter. All right, so that will be all for our lesson. Thank you for listening and see you next.